All right, marking a major shift in policy, the Biden administration will restart deporting Venezuelans directly to Venezuela in an attempt to curb the record influx of crossings at the US-Mexico border.
Right, and the federal officials on Thursday further announced that Venezuelans who cross the US-Mexico border will be eligible for removal and added that Venezuela had agreed to accept back its nationals.
Just today, the United States announced its agreement with the country of Venezuela to repatriate Venezuelan nationals who do not take advantage of the lawful pathways and instead arrive irregularly at our southern border and do not qualify for relief.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken called the new policy a key piece of the administration's approach to migration and assured that the U.S. government is working to support those efforts, address root causes and deter irregular migration humanely.
But the scale of this challenge demands that we redouble our efforts, that we do more to improve and modernize border security, that we do more to increase legal migration pathways and protections, more to address root causes, and more to deter irregular migration humanely.
Now, Venezuelans make up a large share of border crossings, and for years the United States has generally been unable to deport them because of frosty diplomatic relations with Venezuela. The United States has granted temporary protected status to Venezuelans who arrived in the country before the end of July, but has now made a determination that those who arrived after that date could be safely returned to Venezuela.
As you well know, and I will share with those who do not, that we granted temporary protected status to Venezuelan nationals who were in the United States as of, in other words, on or before July 31st of this year. We have made a determination that it is safe to return Venezuelan nationals who've arrived in the United States subsequent to July 31st and do not have a legal basis to remain here. And we have now successfully negotiated an agreement with the country of Venezuela to repatriate those Venezuelan nationals who have arrived subsequent to July 31st and do not have a basis to remain in the United States.
Now, more than 66,000 Venezuelans have arrived in the United States using multiple pathways in September. The United Nations estimates nearly 7.7 million Venezuelans have migrated out of their home country, and some 6.5 million of them have remained in Latin America and the Caribbean, where some countries, including Colombia, have granted them legal status. Hence, the decision reflects the larger strategy of President Joe Biden to not only provide expanded legal pathways for people arriving, but also to crack down on those who illegally cross into the country from Mexico.
Now, our correspondent Susan Tehrani further elucidates on the U.S. administration's recent announcement regarding Venezuelan migrants. Listen in.
The administration also announced on Thursday that it will be conducting flights to Venezuela, a diplomatic breakthrough. Until now, Venezuelans reaching the U.S. border and entering the country faced no consequences because there was no diplomatic relationship between the two countries. The move is aimed at slowing the number of Venezuelans attempting to come to the United States, which reached an all-time high of 50,000. However, last week, the administration also announced that it would be granting Venezuelans work permits, something that New York welcomed. However, when Venezuelans, at least here in New York City, were asked about it, they said that they don't know where to go. City Hall also said 1 week on, they're still waiting for directions from Washington.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.